It's absolute madness, I tell you. Just madness. It's crazy. And so is this project. Hey, there's Jack Dawson, first one in the ballpark. How you doing, Jack? So we got like so because of the Canadian wildfires, oh, man, all kinds of particulate today in the air. I mean, it's burning, it's hazy, it's awful. You could look directly at the sun. That's how bad it's been today. So there we go. Also, personal note to World's Worst Gamer, saw you commented on a video. You know, dude, you're allowed to come in here under your own name. You weren't banned. So, if you're gonna comment, come on in, hang out. You're welcome. I've said that many, many, many times. So it's up to you, Sean. But we're here, and you're part of the family if you want to be. I saw you commenting, so that should tell you you're not banned from here. Okay. All right. So the other night we started this project using Dombrov baseball. There was one problem: didn't have the correct pitcher for the Phillies, but we're just going to roll with it. So it was an exciting come from behind win by the Chicago Cubs. So tonight we're going to play up and through that game, and so basically what I'm going to be doing is juggling things and just moving forward, keeping track. I'm waiting for there's an update on Pocket Pennant Run baseball. So anybody who was watching last night and you saw that it kept crashing, Paul Fay informed me that there were some retro sheet IDs that got changed. I'm waiting for the update for Pocket Pennant Run to be able to do that, because right now it's crashing when I try to sim multiple games. So we're gonna have to put that one on the back burner a while, but it'll be a good test for the patch because I don't know when I'm gonna get that update. So we're gonna keep going with Dombrov, Strat Max, Action PC, and Out of the Park Baseball. I did ask last night if people would rather have or either add in payoff pitch. I don't sound good. What does that mean? I don't sound good because I can barely breathe because of today. Is that what it is? Is it? Yeah. No, it's because it's my mic. So my mic's fine. So I'm not sure what's going on, man. I'm not sure. And Mike just finished up a game, Sports Time Machine, saying a quick hello, as he's probably off somewhere. So thank you, Mike. Mike is continuing his to the day playoff of 1978 Yankees. So do check that out. So if you're a Yankees fan, especially of 1978, you've got Sports Time Machine and you got Dwayne Martz. So there we go. Sounds like I'm something or other. I see an emoji. I don't know, man. Like I said, we had because of those wildfires in Canada, and coupled with the really hot weather, it's been really just hard to even breathe today. It's been awful. It was inside our building, outside. You could look directly at the sun. It's really bad. But it's baseball, and we soldier through, baby. That's what we do. All right, so let's go ahead and autoplay the games that we're not going to be worrying about for right now. So we're going to autoplay Cincinnati, Los Angeles. And here we go. All right, Cincinnati shuts out Los Angeles 6-0. We'll look at box scores and stuff later. Okay, loading rosters here. Senators and the Yankees. We're going to go ahead and autoplay that one as well. Phillips says Chase 61 Yankees, 3-8, Mantle 8, Maris 4. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the home run chase. Good stuff. Good stuff, Phillip. And Yankees all over the Senators, 11-2. Now, if we do decide to do payoff pitch, which I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to wait for the comments, because since payoff pitch does something that no other baseball game does, and that is allow you to import the actual score stats and everything. So I think that would be a real nice control. Okay, so we'll go ahead and close that out. That one's done. And next one up is the Atlanta Braves and the San Francisco Giants. Here we go. So this is a little bit slower than some of the other games, but that's okay. It's fine. Yeah, definitely, Mike. Strat Max does need to be quicker on the sim. Giants defeat the Braves 4-1. All right. Moving right along, my friends. Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Red Sox. So do check out Mike's projects. Mike has all kinds of great projects, by the way. Baltimore shuts out the Boston Red Sox. Okay, next one, Detroit Tigers, Cleveland Indians. All right. Don't know what all the numbers are there doing that because it's not reflecting any score. Cleveland Indians over the Tigers, 7-4. All right. Kansas City Royals, Minnesota Twins. Been watching more and more videos of pro baseball spirit or whatever, and I'm like millimeters close to buying that game because I found out it has a manager mode. So I'm hoping there's going to be a way in which you can add Major League Baseball players on there so we can tell MLB the show, all right, va fangustunad, we can still play this on the PC. All right. Again, we're not going to look at box scores right now. And I can see here, pardon me, that Strat Max is going to be a bit of a pain in the arse in this. I wonder if I can select the Cubs game and play up to it. Let's see. Let's do this. See, it's not going to let me do that. That's really stupid. Okay, there's one. When are you making it? Let's go. Okay, Mets Expos. Tomorrow night, the infamous Reggie Jackson bunt gets suspended. Start of the Billy Martin resigning. Okay, so we already did this game last night in Dombrov Baseball, so we're just going to autoplay this one. So Chicago came from behind and won this one 9-7, or rather, yeah, it was a 7-7 tie. The Phillies roared back, but the Cubbies won it in extras. So the Cubs, the Bears. He's saying this is like watching a like he's really, really, really been, carried the scars all these years of the 1969 Cubbies. So, in this one, the Phillies win this one 6-2. All right, loading rosters, and we got a bunch of auto plays in progress. Let's let them play out. So, Oakland, Chicago. Oakland blanks Chicago 7-0. Padres. And I guess that's Houston, yeah, Hon. They should have just done HOU, but whatever. Okay, and 7-3 Astros. Pirates Cardinals, 1969. And then I just have to remember where we are and update these and all the other games. So it'll be a lot of fun. Pirates defeat the Cardinals 4-2. Seattle versus the Angels. So this is the Seattle Pilots, by the way. D. Scott Howard's team from back in the day. The Angels edge the Pilots 4-2. Braves Giants. And the Braves edge the Giants 4-3. Mets and the Expos. The Spos, baby. Expansion team. And the Mets defeat the Spos 4-3. And now here we go. We've got the Cubs against the Phillies, and we're going to manual play this one. So the game we did last night was April 8th. This is April 9th. Let's play. So we played 14 games out of 1,943 possible in this season. And here we go. So it's going to be Bill Hands against Rick Wise in this matchup. Starting lineups for the Chicago Cubs: Don Kessinger at third. No, at short. I'm sorry, I don't have the three. I'm looking at the three. I'm so tired. Batting second at second base, Glenn Becker. Batting third, left field, Billy Williams. Batting a cleanup spot at third base, Ron Santo. Batting fifth, first baseman Ernie Banks. Batting sixth and catching, Randy Hundley. Batting seventh in right field, Al Spangler. So Spangler didn't get the start in the Dombrov game. Batting eighth in center field, Don Young, and pitching and batting ninth, Bill Hands for the hometown Philadelphia Phillies here. I think it's hometown. I don't know. We'll see. This has it backwards. And as you can see, wrong colors. I don't know that Strat's ever going to fix that. So, anyhow. Tony Taylor leading off at third base. Larry Heisel batting second at center field. Is that Ron Stone? Damn it. Is it Ron? Is it Rick Stone? Let me look. Ron Stone had it right. Okay. Ron Stone batting third in left field. Dick Allen batting in a cleanup spot at first base. Johnny Callison batting fifth in right field. Cookie Rojas playing second base and batting sixth. Don Money in the seventh slot at shortstop. And this is Mike Ryan catching and batting eighth. And Rick Wise batting ninth. So let's play some baseball. The umpire says play ball. So we're actually playing in Chicago. So Strat really needs to fix that around. Visiting team should be on the left. Home team should be on the right. But let's go ahead and let's not be picky. All right, Bill Hands will face Tony Taylor here as we get things going here at Wrigley Field. Just pretend. And then Larry Heisel and Ron Stone for the Phillies. All right, here we go. Bill Hands ready to rock and roll. And roll the bones, baby, roll the bones. And here we are. Fly ball. No, this one is going to be a double. Hard hit ball into left field. So the Phils open it up here with a double. All right, here's Larry Heisel now. Hands deals to Heisel. And this one is going to be a single. And runner on second may try to score. They're waving the runner around. And defense has a choice. Throw for the lead runner. And let's go ahead and throw for the lead runner. Let's see what happens. 80% chance. The throw coming home. The trailing runner is trying to advance. And we're going to let the ball through. We're not going to try the cutoff. Let's just see what happens. Why not? Here we go. This is going to be close. This is going to be close. So the runner is going to be safe. Taylor scores, and the Philadelphia Phillies tally one here in the top of the first. All right, so credit Larry Heisel with the RBI that scores Tony Taylor's. So Heisel now at second. So single and advances on the play. Here's Ron Stone. And here is the pitch. And this is going to be a base hit, and runner is being waved around. Here we go. And we are just going to go ahead and stop the other runner from advancing this time, and we're going to concede this run. Hopefully Chicago can bring some firepower here. So Larry Heisel will come in to score on the Ron Stone line drive single. So Phillies with two here in the top of the first inning. And let's check up here. JT Dutch says Martin had one of the best lines he ever heard or read. Well, one's born a liar and the other's convicted. Unfortunately, got him fired in effect. How about that? Double in the left field X chance. Would like to see that mentioned, so your Cubs left fielder gave up the double. Thank you for that, Mike. Mike is the Strat expert. I'm just having fun, but I appreciate your help on that, Mike. I really do. All right, here's Dick Allen and Chicago. Nobody out. And over here we got Ron Stone on at first. All right, Bill Hands, let's go. And this one swung on. And base hit. Base hit by Dick Allen. And runner on first may try for third. Runner's being waved on to third. And there's a safe chance of 70%. And we're just going to stop the other runner from advancing. So the Phillies not playing around here. 2 runs on 3 hits here in the first. Brings up Johnny Callison. And the Chicago Cubs still looking for their first out. Hands delivers to Callison. And he loses them. So Bill Hands in a little bit of trouble here. Bases loaded with Phillies. Still nobody out. Sorry, guys, particulate from those, again, from those Canadian wildfires. Bah, sucks. All All right, here we go. Here we go. Can the Cubs turn two at least, even if they've got to concede a run? And this one, fly ball to left. Billy Williams hauls it in, and Ron Stone will come in to score. Philadelphia with three in the top of the first. Here's Don Money. Runners at first and second. One out finally for the Cubbies. Fly ball center field. Don Young has it for out number two. Here's Mike Ryan. So Bill Hands looking to get out of this one. Phillies posting three here. 2 on, 2 out, top of the first. 3 in for the Phillies. And this one swung on, hit in the air. And this is just going to be a fly out to left fielder Billy Williams, who makes the grab for the final out of the inning. Philadelphia Phillies played 3 on the 4 hits, bottom of the first for the Chicago Cubs. Coming to bat, Rick Wise to face Don Kessinger, Glenn Beckert, and Billy Williams. All right, Rick Wise ready to deal. And the wind and the pitch. So here we go. Fly out to left, and Ron Stone has it easily. 1 up, 1 down. Glenn Beckert now, 250 average for him. And here's the pitch to Beckert, and that's a season stat, of course. And this one, a little bouncer into left field. So Chicago picks up its first hit with 1 away. And here's the great Billy Williams. So over here on first, we've got Beckert. And here's the pitch from Rick Wise to Billy Williams. And this one, Billy Williams hitting into the force play. Don Money to second baseman Cookie Rojas. And Glenn Beckert is out of there. So 2 down, and brings up Ron Santo. Ron Santo in 1 game thus far, hitting .667. And swing and a miss. So the Cubs come up empty. They manage a hit, and that is it. We go to the top of the second inning. Phillies leading the Cubs here in 1969. Game 2 of this series between the Phillies and the Cubs. Nice weather here today at Wrigley Field, as Rick Wise, the pitcher, will be leading off. Will be Wise, Taylor, and Heisel. All right, Bill Hands into the wind, and here is the pitch. And this one is going to be trouble either way. Swung on, this one driven. This one is driven, long drive, left center field into the alley. And Rick Wise helps himself, picking up the 5th hit for the Philadelphia Phillies. Back at the top of the order now, Tony Taylor is 1 for 1 in the game. Runner in scoring position, Phillies looking to pile it on here, gentlemen. All right, here we go. And here is the pitch. This one, grounder to second baseman, and Beckert fires to first baseman Ernie Banks, and on the play, Rick Wise moves to third. So 1 out for Philadelphia brings up Larry Heisel, also 1 for 1 in the game. And Rick Wise over there at third. Again, Rick Wise helping his own cause here. 5 hits for Philadelphia. Early goings, though. Bill Hands ready to rock and roll. And here's the pitch. And Heisel, big cut and a miss. Strike 3. Okay. Brings up Ron Stone now with 2 down here, top of the second. Phillies threatening for a little bit of insurance here to add to the 3 runs that they have. Bill Hands deals to Ron Stone, and here it comes. And Ron Stone draws the walk. So Bill Hands looking shaky out here. Runners at the corners for Dick Allen. Dick Allen 1 for 1. Phillies seeing Bill Hands very easily and very early. And this one's going to be a liner right to Ron Santo. So the Philadelphia Phillies do not score. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Philadelphia 3 and the Chicago Cubs nothing. And it will be Mr. Cub, Randy Hundley, and Al Spangler due up. Thanks for joining me for this 1969 multi-engine project. So we'll be up to April 9th, and I've got to, when I run the other games, got to blow through all of these. It's going to be fun at the end to geek out on the stats. And here we go. Here's Ernie Banks. And the pitch. Ernie Banks playing first base here. And He drives this one, banks with some serious power, and this one is going to be a gapper into left center field, and Ernie Banks is going to lead things the bottom of the second inning here for the Chicago Cubs with a leadoff double. Here's Randy Hundley now, the man who wears the tools of ignorance. Mike used that line last night, and I'm very happy that he did. And Randy Hundley looks at a called strike three. All right, brings up Al Spangler now. Bottom of the second, one out for the Cubs. Wise lets it go after checking the runner at second. Fly ball to left, and this is going to be Ron Stone making the grab. All right, it's Don Young batting with a runner in scoring position. Mr. Cub hanging out there. Are they going to waste the lead-off double? Wise deals. And this one is going to be a strikeout. So Cubbies looking a little bit anemic here. We head to the top of the third inning. No change in the score. Chicago leads Philadelphia 3-0. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Having a lot of fun tonight. Always looking forward. No matter with the Canadian wildfires, which of course I do worry about the wildlife and everything, but it's what we're all breathing down here right now. It's awful. Really, really awful. All right, we got Johnny Callison due up. Callison followed by Cookie Rojas and Don Money. All right, let's see. Bill Hands already at 58 pitches. And fly... Oh, no, this is going to be a single. So this is a fly right field X. And this one's going to be a hard liner, hard ground ball, I should say, to right field. So Callison is aboard. And Cookie Rojas in there. Here we go. And he sets and deals. And this one, fly ball out to center field. Don Young tracks it back, makes the grab for out number one. Don Money, nothing for one. And here's the pitch to Money. And he strikes out. So two down. Bill Hands trying to get in a little bit of a groove here is Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan, nothing for one in the game. And here is the delivery. And this one grounded to first, and Ernie Banks will take it to the bag himself. So the Philadelphia Phillies do not score. We head to the bottom of the third inning. The Philadelphia Phillies leading the Chicago Cubs here in their second meeting in 1969. Doing it in Baseball Max here tonight. All right. I have to say these cards look really, 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 really nice. And the fact that you can see all the cards of a player's career, I think, is such a nice touch. Thank you, Strat, for that. All right, Rick Wise pitching really efficiently right now, a two-hitter. He lets it go, and this one swung on by Bill Hands. And Bill Hands is going to help himself out here. Little bouncer into left field, singing I single. So Chicago Cubs now with their third hit, and we're back at the top of the order now for the switch hitting Don Cassinger. Cassinger, nothing for one. Runner on first for Chicago, needing to get some things going here. Don't want to let the Phillies get out of hand here. And this one is going to be a double play. Rojas to Money to Allen. So they are erased and two down. Cubs just not catching a break. Glenn Beckard has one of the three Chicago Cubs hit in the box, and Rick Wise winds and fires. This one off the two side and base hit left field. So the Northsiders now with their fourth hit in the game. Got a few folks watching us here, and maybe if the Cubs the Bears is here, he doesn't want to jinx anything. Here's Billy Williams. Billy, nothing for one, two down. Cubs need to get some, they need to answer here, and they need to answer quickly. In the heart of the order here for the Cubbies. Billy Williams disappoints, looks at a called strike three on the corner. We head to the top of the fourth. Once again, Chicago blanked out. 3-0. So 3-6-0 for the Phillies, 0-4-0 for the Chi Cubs. All right, Rick Wise, 1 for 1, the pitcher up there, and then back to the top of the order, Tony Taylor and Larry Heisel. Hands deals to Rick Wise, and this one is going to be an infield single for Rick Wise. able to get it through the infield. So not an infield single, I'm sorry, but gets it through the infield. So Rick Wise, perfect 2 for 2 today for him. So responsible for 2 of the 7 Phillies hits. Tony Taylor, 1 for 2. Bill Hand's looking really, really shaky out there. We may have to go to our pen here, guys. And this one is swung on by Tony Taylor, and this is going to be a ground ball. Hits into the force play. Santo to second baseman. Beckard and Rick Wise is out of there. So 1 away for Larry Heisel. Heisel 1 for 2. Philadelphia center fielder. Top of the 4th inning. 3-0 is your score. Bill Hands works home, and Heisel, big cut and a miss. Heisel swinging for the fences there. 2 down brings up Ron Stone. He is 1 for 1 today against the Chicago Hurler. Long season, and this is going to move the line a little bit. This is going to be a base hit for Ron Stone. And on the play, Tony Taylor is going to move to third. So runners at the corners now for Dick Allen. Dick Allen 1 for 2 in this contest. Bill Hands out of the stretch, and here is the pitch. And Dick Allen, big strikeout there for Bill Hands to take care of Dick Allen. So the Phillies are shut down after mounting a little bit of a threat. Bottom of the 4th, Chicago Cubs trailing 3-0 in this multi-engine project. In 1969, the year of Kent State, the moon landing, the final album by the Beatles, Woodstock. What a crazy year. We'll be talking about 1969, both in baseball and what was going on in the world, and especially the United States, of course, Vietnam. This is just a year after the Tet Offensive. First year of Richard Nixon's presidency. And hippies galore. You also see the rise of the Weathermen. So we are 2 years now past the optimistic summer of love and through the long, hot summer of 1968 and all the riots that went on. 1969, also 4 dead in Ohio, so Kent State. So very, very, very turbulent year, 1969. Almost as bad as 68 with the 2 major assassinations of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Senator Robert F. Kennedy. All right, Ron Santo at the bat now, and we will see Ron Santo, Ernie Banks, and Randy Hundley. Rick Wise has put 3 innings in, 40 pitches. He's pitching a great game, but Chicago needs to keep a short leash now on Bill Hands. But he's kept Philadelphia quiet, relatively, after that 3-run first. And here we go. Santo serves it, or Rick Wise serves it up to Santo, and this is going to be a fly ball out to center. Heisel a few steps to his left, taps the glove once, twice, and brings it down. 1 away now for Mr. Cub. Let's play 2. Rick Wise deals to Ernie Banks. Here is the windup and the pitch. And this one, gapper into left field. So Ernie Banks, second double of the game for Mr. Cub. And Randy Hundley settles in the plate. Hundley, 0-for-1. So what I'd like to see, Strat, without me having to go to the box score, is it would really be nice to see what the player did without having to go to the box score. So whether that's a suggestion that they will take or not, who knows? All right, will the Cubbies waste another Ernie Banks double? Let's see. Wise deals to Hundley, and Hundley cuts on this one, and nope, it's not going to be wasted, but can Mr. Banks come home? This one, base hit by Hundley, and let's see what we got. Are we going to send Ernie? So, no. No. 30% chance we're going to hold everybody. Ernie just doesn't have the speed. So, Banks at third. On the Randy Hundley single, runners at the corners bring up Al Spangler now. Spangler, 0-in-1 attempt. Big opportunity here for Chicago with 1 out. Rick Wise looking for a quick double play. Wise with the windup to Spangler, and Nope, we're going to have us, the Cubs, getting on the board here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And this is going to be a base hit. Line drive to right field. Banks will score, and Randy Hundley gets the third on the play, and the Chicago Cubs get one back. It is 3-1. Still one down for Don Young, who is 0 for 1. They're not holding Al Spangler on at first. Okay, Wise out of the stretch. And the pitch. And Don Young strikes out. All right, 2 away. And here's Bill Hands. Bill Hands 1 for 1. So both pitchers hitting today. Wise deals to his opposite number from the stretch. And this one is going to be a single and a ball topped out toward short. And Hundley will score. Al Spangler moves to third. Cubbies now back in it, trailing 3-2. So Paul Fay used to always complain that I didn't do any Cubs on this channel. So this project is really, really going to be focused on the Cubs. Occasionally, we will be honing in on some Mets games and some Orioles games, obviously, and other engines. Strat Max won't allow me to do that as far as playing them out. But this is largely going to be focused on the Cubs. And to a lesser extent, the New York Mets. All right. 2 down, Don Kessinger. Runners at the corners for the Chicago Cubs. Spangler at third and Bill Hands at first. So no speed for the Cubbies. Kessinger looking for a little bloop to tie this one up. Wise may have other ideas, of course, and he will. This one popped up to second. Cookie Rojas calling everybody out and makes the catch. But Chicago Cubs tally 2, and we go to the top of the 5th inning. The Philadelphia Phillies 3 and the Chicago Cubs 2. Johnny Callison at the plate, now family favorite here on this channel. Callison, Rojas, and Don Money. Bill Hands at 91 pitches now. And this one's going to be fly ball to right field, and Al Spangler calls for it and makes the grab. So 1 away now for Cookie Rojas. Late hitting Cookie Rojas. He's 0 for 1. Watch him crank one here, though. Well, he does get a base hit. So this one a little bouncer into left field. Rojas aboard. And Rojas into his lead. Here's Don Money. Nothing for 2. 1 away. Cubs looking for a quick double play here. Nice little 6-4-3 would come in handy for Chicago. And this one, fly ball out to left field, and the great Billy Williams has it for out number 2. Runner holds for Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan, nothing for 2. Good tight ball game here now. And this one is going to be a ground ball second base X, and Glenn Beckert will go to Ernie Banks for the 4-3 putout. All right, so Chicago now in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 3-2, will be sending up Glenn Beckert, Billy Williams, and Ron Santos. So a little bit of firepower coming up for the Northsiders. Rick Wise lets it go to Beckert. And Beckert has himself a little ground ball base hit left field. So Beckert aboard for Billy Williams. And Wise comes to the set and deals and swung on. Possible base hit there, and indeed it is. Billy Williams connects, gets himself a base hit, and we are going to hold the runners. We're going to play it conservatively. Not that this is not a speed demon team here. All right, runners at first and second for Chicago. Nobody out for Ron Santo. Ron Santo, nothing for 2 in the contest today. 3-9-0 for Philadelphia, 2-10-0 for the Chicago Cubs, Paul Fay's favorite team. And here's the pitch from Rick Wise. And Santo is going to connect, and he's going to hit right into a force play. Tony Taylor to Rojas, and Glenn Beckert will move to third. Billy Williams is out of there. So runners at the corners, 1 away for Ernie Banks. Mr. Cub is 2 for 2. Can he tie it up right here with 1 out? Golden opportunity for Chicago. right here from the stretch, and good eye up there. Ernie Banks will draw the walk. Chicago Cubs have him loaded for Randy Hundley now. Hundley off to a slow start. Again, we've only played one game, but today 1 for 2. So Hundley batting with one down. Chicago sitting in the catbird seat. And Wise out of the stretch. No place to put Randy Hundley. And this one is going to be a double play. Doesn't that break your heart if you're a Cubbies fan? Money to Rojas to Allen. Oh, my goodness gracious. So Chicago leaves them loaded. We go to the top of the 6th inning. The Philadelphia Phillies lead the Chicago Cubs 3-2 here. April 9th, 1969. Rick Wise, perfect 2 for 2, will lead it off here for the Philadelphia Phillies. And then back at the top of the order, the 1 and 2 hitters, Tony Taylor and Larry Heisel. And I think that we're going to visit the mound. Let's see how Mr. Hands says he's doing. Says he's operating on all cylinders. He has held the Phillies scoreless since the first inning. We're gonna see what he can do here. Let's check our lineups right here to see when Bill Hands is up. Looking at Chicago. Chicago. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Chicago. All right. So, Bill Hands would be due up 4th in the bottom of the 6th inning. All right. Back to the ball game, baby. Back to the ball game. Here we go. So Rick Wise, 2 for 2. Bill Hands at 101 pitches. Says he's feeling fine. And here's the pitch. Fly ball. This one out to center field. And that will be brought down for 1 away. All right, Tony Taylor, 1 for 3. Bill Hands works home now. And Tony Taylor, I think we're missing our play-by-play here. So pardon me for a second as we figure out what the hell. There we go. Tony Taylor strikes out. All right, so 2 away, and Bill Hands looking for a nice 1-2-3 innings. See if Larry Heisel is going to give him that or not. Base is empty for Heisel. And here's the pitch. And this one, grounder, first baseman will feed on to, Ernie Banks will feed on to Bill Hands covering. So once again, the Phillies held scoreless. Bottom of 6. And it's the Phillies 3 and the Cubs 2. And Chicago will send up Spangler, Young, and Bill Hands. Don't know if we're going to allow Bill Hands to bat for himself, though. All right, Rick Wise brings it home now. And this one, Spangler draws the walk. Pretty good. Hey, Chris Slovic, how you doing? Doing all right, man. Just I don't know if you're back home in Western PA, but because of those wildfires in Canada, it was so bad today. You could look in the sun and it wouldn't hurt your eyes. I mean, it's just absolutely awful. The smell and just terrible, just terrible. You know, was it last summer or the summer before we had brush fires, wildfires north of the Arctic Circle. So things not looking good right now. All right, Don Young, nothing for 2. And we're on one more day of a heat wave. That doesn't help. That particulate was inside the warehouse as well as outside, even permeated into the offices. So so you are in Western PA. Are you guys getting some of that crap coming down from Canada? So he leaves for Tajikistan on the 6th of August. Liking our Pirates this year, man. Guardedly optimistic. Great offense. 3rd best in baseball, I believe, right now. Our bullpen just needs to get to work. All right, here's Don Young batting with nobody out. And here's the pitch to Young. And he lines into a double play. Rojas to Dick Allen. And on the play, Spangler is out and Don Young is out. So with 2 down, we're going to go ahead and let Bill Hands bat for himself, give him another inning. And here's the pitch to Bill Hands, and he's going to whiff. So Chicago now scoreless, and we go to the top of the 7th. Philadelphia 3, Chicago 2. Reminds you of the burning in Thailand. Yeah, it's terrible. I can still smell it up here in my room, which is why the voice is going like this. No fun at all, at all, at all. We're going to go ahead and see what Mr. Hands is going to do here. And of course, now I want to channel my inner South Park every time I say, I want to call him Mr. Hand. But we'll refrain from that, even though I just did do it once. Big story thus far, even though the Cubs did post 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Leaving them loaded, and the inning ending with a double play. That never, ever is a good thing. Ron Stone, perfect 2 for 2. Bill Hands deals to him. This is going to be his last hitter. He's done. So this one swung on, and this one is going to be ripped. Long drive to center field. This gets down for the leadoff double. And Mr. Hand, you are done, brother. You are done. I don't even care if it says you're firing on all. No, you're not. Obviously, you're done. In a close game like this, let's go to our substitution. And let's see who we have in our bullpen. The pen of bulling. So I know that Nye came into last night's game, but this is a close one. I want to try to bring in somebody that's going to be just a little bit tougher. Maybe not. Let's bring in, and I can never say this, Hank Aguirre. Let's bring him in. Try to keep this game close. Let me see what we got. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and do it. So, Bill Hands, you are done. Cannot win the game, but pretty good job keeping the Phillies quiet again since the first inning. All right, so Hank Aguirre will be facing Dick Allen. Dick Allen, 1 for 3. So we will see Dick Allen, Johnny Callison, and Cookie Rojas due up here in the top of the 7th inning at Wrigley Field. All right, Aguirre into his wind, and here is the pitch. And Dick Allen, open the window, Aunt Minnie. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. Touch them all. Dick Allen, and adding on some insurance, it is now 5-2. As Ron Stone scores from second also. So 2 RBI for Dick Allen. Here's Johnny Callison. So Hank Aguirre kind of greeted rudely by Dick Allen. Nobody out, 2 in for Philadelphia. So far we got the Cubs winning one in Dombrov, and right now watching it slip away here in Strat Max. All right, Aguirre to Callison. Here we go. And this one is going to be a grounder to Glenn Beckert. So score this one 4-3 as he fires an easy strike to Ernie Banks. Bases empty for Cookie Rojas, who's 1 for 2. Aguirre ready to work home. Here's the wind and the pitch, and he loses one. This one, Rojas, this one just down low, laying off of that. So a good discipline there by Cookie Rojas on it first. Here comes Don Money now. Nothing for 3, so it's contributed pretty much nothing at all to this game for Philadelphia, but it doesn't seem to matter. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Here's Mike Ryan now batting with 2 away in the 7th. Aguirre sets and delivers. And this one, high pop fly in the infield, and Glenn Beckert waving everybody off, and he will make the grab. But Philadelphia picks up 2 on the Dick Allen home run. It's 7th inning stretch time here in Chicago. And the Philadelphia Phillies leading the Chicago Cubs 5-2 when we next visit 1969. The next game will be out of the park baseball. I'm going to keep it going. Again, multi-engine. Most of the games we are going to autoplay in all the engines. I don't want to get too far ahead until Paul can get me the next. In fact, I'm going to check my Gmail right now because I really want Pocket Pennant Run to be a part of this. And so, Paul, if you're catching this after the fact, still no email from you. So, there we go. All right. So we got Don Cassinger, Glenn Beckert, and Billy Williams. Cassinger nothing for three. Rick Wise twirling a gem right now. So big story for the Cubbies again. Leaving those bases loaded. Cubbies should be back in this game. It was a tight one at the bottom of the fourth, 3-2. But Dick Allen, we'll see. Is that the nail in the coffin? It's baseball, so who knows? And this one is going to be swung on, and this one is going to be ripped by Don Kessinger. Long fly ball. It's going to get down into right field and into the alley, rolling all the way to the wall. And Kessinger at second. All right, so a lot of work here for the Cubbies to do. Hey, Rabbit Wolverine, how you doing, man? Doing well, just dealing with all the bad smoke and haze and everything from the fires from Canada, but want to stay on this 1969 project. Last night was Dombrov, tonight Baseball Max. Next time we do next 1969, we'll be Out of the Park. Then we move to Action PC and Payoff Pitch, and then by hopefully then I'll have a Pocket Pennant Run because it's crashing now when you're trying to sim multiple games. We do want to keep stats and everything. If I don't get it like soon enough, then I'm gonna cycle in. I think we'll be cycling in either strategy baseball or pure sim baseball. I'm not sure which yet. Since most of these will be on autoplay, this is really just to kind of just compare stats through 5 or 6 different baseball sims and a fun season. So, Rabbit Wolverine, hope you're doing well, my friend. All right. What do we got here? Don Kessinger is in scoring position for the Chicago Cubs. Glenn Becker, perfect 3 for 3 today. And Chicago faithful putting all their hopes right now in Glenn Beckert. And this one grounded to third. Tony Taylor will fire across the diamond to Dick Allen for the first out of the 7th inning. Here's Billy Williams. Billy 1 for 3. Rick Wise peers over his right shoulder, brings it home, and here we go. This is a base hit by Billy Williams, and we are going to send the lead runner and see if we can get one back. So here we go. The throw is cut off, and there we go. So Don Kessinger will come in to score, and the score looking a little bit better now for the Chicago Cubs. It is 5-3. Credit Billy Williams with the RBI. Ron Santo, a dangerous bat for the Chicago Cubs, being held hitless by Rick Wise in 3 attempts. Runner at first, and that will be Billy Williams. Wise deals to Santo, and here is the pitch, and this is going to be a ground ball, double play, and another double play for the hapless Chicago Cubs, but they do get one back. Top of the 8th we go. Philadelphia 5 and the Cubs 3. So tight game, if not a pretty one. 23 hits in this game. 11 for the Phillies, 12 for the Chicago Cubs. All right, Rick Wise 2 for 3 will lead things off. Tony Taylor, Larry Heisel. So 9-1-2 due up here in the top of the 8th for the Fightin' Phils. Aguirre stays on in relief. And here's the pitch. And this one hit in the air. And should be an easy play. This one, grounder, to third base. So sometimes that will throw me out a little bit there when we've got the little extras going. But nonetheless, Rick Wise is going to ground out. Here's Tony Taylor, 1 for 4. Trying to just remember some of my strat. It's been a minute. That's why I need Mike on here calling these games with me. Fly ball to center field. Don Young will bring it down. So 2 away. Base is empty for Larry Heisel. He is 1 for 4. And roll to bones. And Heisel is going to strike out. So this is going to be really, I think, the inning for the Chicago Cubs. So Rick Wise showing some signs of fatigue out there, possibly. Ernie Banks, Randy Hundley, and Al Spangler due up. All right, Wise into his motion, kicks and fires, and Ernie Bank draws the lead off walk. Potential tying run comes to the plate now in the person of Randy Hundley, who is 1 for 3. So Chicago looking to get to Rick Wise here in the twilight of this game. And this is it. We got swung on. Can Hundley make something happen here? So runner on first, try for third. Safe chance 40%. We gotta play it. We're not gonna run ourselves out of the inning. Nobody out. Okay, so Banks at second, Randy Hundley on at first. Brings up Al Spangler. Not sure what Philadelphia is doing, but they're allowing Rick Wise to stay in here. 13th hit for the Chicago Cubs. But do remember, lots of ducks left on the pond. Corners in, looking bunt from Al Spangler. And we have a new pitcher coming into the game, and it's going to be Turk Farrell. So it was Turk Farrell who, curiously, I believe, got to start in Dombrov. I can't remember. We'll have to go back and look at that at some night, sometime. All right, let's see. Corner still looking bunt from Spangler. And Turk Farrell delivers, and this one is going to be a fly ball out to center, but runner on second has a chance to score, and or has a chance to advance, and we got it. We're not gonna do that. So runners held at second, still one out now. We could have tried to advance to stay out of a double play, but I really don't want us to run out of the inning. Turk Farrell now will face Don Young, who is 0-for-3. Let's go ahead and see who we got hanging out on the bench here for the Chicago Cubs. And, I mean, Hickman or Qualls. Just not a lot coming off this bench right here. Keep looking at Adolfo Phillips, but just not liking the look right there for Adolfo Phillips. We're going to let Young stay in the game. And here we go. Turk Farrell comes to the belt and brings it home, and this one is going to be a double play ball. Damn it, damn it, damn it. So double play. This is going to be Taylor to Rojas to Allen. So the Cubs have been victimized, self-victimized by hitting into double plays when they've been in the catbird seats. So Rabbit Wolverine says relates the layout of the font in this game. So do I. It looks so clean. And I think that if Strat ever wanted to improve the Strat PC game, which they should, because the font's a little bit weird in that game, I think if they would adopt this font, that game is time for an overhaul. The engine is good in that game, but they could make the cards look nicer now, and that isn't. It's just nice fonts, very easy to read too, real nice, and those cards are beautiful. But what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? The top of the ninth, and Hank Aguirre behind 2 runs, and he's gonna face Ron Stone, who is 3-for-3, Dick Allen, who had a 2-run shot back in the top of the 7th, and then Johnny Callison. All right, Aguirre ready to work, and he is going to walk Ron Stone. And I think Aguirre's day is done because here's Dick Allen. Yikes. Just, poor. Let's look at our lineup and see what we have coming up in the bottom of the ninth inning. So Aguirre's going to lead off the bottom of the ninth inning. And we're going to let him face one more hitter. Let him face one more hitter. See what happens. And Dick Allen is scary. Let's see who's on deck here. So Johnny Callison. Got to ask yourself, what would Sports Time Machine do? First base is not open. Dick Allen is pretty damn dangerous. He's 2 for 4. Even though first base is occupied, we're going to intentionally walk Allen. All right, here's Johnny Callison, 1 for 3. Now, I think he's a little less of a fearsome hitter, but again, it's baseball, right? All right, can Chicago at least turn 2? Gary needs himself a 2-ball right now, and he gets it. It's a double play. So Beckert to Kessinger to Banks, and on the play, Ron Stone will move to third. So, all right, just got to get past Cookie Rojas here. Rojas 1 for 2. So Aguirre gets the double play ball coming through clutch. Indeed, indeed, indeed. But at third is Ron Stone, so 90 feet away, potential 6th run for Philadelphia. Big pitch of the game here for Hank Aguirre, or big at bat, whatever you want to say. And roll the bones, baby. And this one is going to be a grounder to short. Kessinger to Banks. So great job by Hank Aguirre, who is, his day is done, gentlemen. His day is done. All right, what do we got? Who's hanging out on the bench here? Who's going to give us some love? So, I'd like to get somebody on before I bring Hickman in. It's Hickman, right now, sitting on the Chicago bench with 21 home runs in 1969. 237 average. My best average hitter looks like to be Jim Qualls. Let's check his ratings here. So nothing, I don't care really about the fielding. Kind of just sort of Wonder Bread kind of ratings, I suppose. He's a 51 after all. Let's look at his stats and card percentages here. Okay. So we're gonna go with Qualls for the average, I think. So Gary's day is done. Coming into pinch hit. Let's see if he can get something going here. Okay. Bottom of the ninth, 5-3 Philadelphia leads. And how do you manage against a double play? That's kind of hard. And fly ball right field, Johnny Callison pulls it down for the out. Don Kessinger, 1 for 4. I want to get somebody on base. We're going to let Kessinger hit for himself. All right, Turk Farrell deals, and it's not going to come off that 2 column, but the Cubbies will take the base hit. So line drive, base hits. Glenn Beckert 3 for 4. You can't pull a guy who's 3 for 4. Cubbies got something going as the tying run comes to the plate here. 1 out, bottom of the ninth inning. All right, Farrell studies the signs and sets and delivers. And that's not what you want. Grounder to second. So Rojas will go to Allen. So 2 down, and oh man. Whew. Boy, here's the thing. I'm gonna pass this on to the chat. Do we leave the great Billy Williams in there, or do we go ahead and bring in Jim Hickman? So let's look at Billy Williams here, and let's look specifically at his stats. So we're trading one for the other. I think we let Billy Williams just stay in there. What are you gonna do? All right, it's down to Billy Williams. Can he tie it up? We had a tie game last night, and Chicago Cubs came back and won it. Here we go. Turk Farrell deals to Hall of Famer Billy Williams off the 1 column, but it ain't good enough, it seems. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? And he grounds out. Cookie Rojas will go to Dick Allen, and the Philadelphia Phillies win this one 5-3. Let's have a look at this box score. Nice looking box score too, gotta say. We got to look at left on base here for these teams. So Philadelphia left 10, Chicago left 9, but Chicago left 9 in just some really, really bad situations, bases loaded, things like that, right? So runners left in scoring position with 2 out for the Phillies. Mike Ryan, Dick Allen was left on base twice, and Cookie Rojas. And then for the Cubbies, Don Young, Don Kessinger, and Billy Williams. Wow. So 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position for the Phillies, 4 for 15 for the Cubs. Cubs only turned 1 double play, 5 double plays, and that is the big story right there. 5 double plays turned by the Philadelphia Phillies. All right, so Rick Wise gets the win. 7 innings pitched, 13 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 3, struck out 6. Turk Farrell picks up his save, number 1. 2 innings pitched, gave up a hit. Bill Hands, well, 6 innings pitched, 10 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Hank Aguirre comes in. Hands gets the loss, by the way, if I didn't say that. Aguirre, 3 innings pitched, gave up an earned run, walked 3, struck out 2. So there we go. I don't know what this view play account is. There we go. So that's basically the whole game right there. It's the play-by-play. And boom, there we go. Loading up rosters, and we'll let these games autoplay so I know what date I'm up to for when we go to Out of the Park Baseball. So and I love Strat Max, but one of my complaints about Strat Max is the fact that what I want to be able to do in a game is sort of just kind of play or watch, spectate any game, and this does not allow you to do that. You can only manage one team. So in Strat Max, we won't be seeing the New York Mets until they play the Chicago Cubs, and we won't be seeing any American League Baseball. I really wish they would just allow you to do that. So we're at April 10th, and Out of the Park Baseball will be the next one. So in fact, we'll bring up Out of the Park and right now, and we'll go ahead and play all the way through to the 10th. So there we go. Jeez. Do I have a minute for me to ask a question about picks in Action PC? I have minutes. I have hours. Do I know how the player picks work in Action PC? I'm going to answer a cautious yes. What is your question? I'm guessing you want them to be in a specific season, right? Is that what you're asking me? That's usually the question with Action PC. So wait for Rabid Wolverine to ask his question for 1996. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I know what you're asking here. So what you do, used out of the park to create a face gen pick of all the players for a team. Okay. So you want to use your face gens in Action PC baseball? Is that what you're asking? Okay. Change them to JPEG. And JPEGs work in Action PC. We'll just bring up Action PC baseball. Okay. I know lots of icons. That's because of all the payoff pitch testing and stuff like that. And here we are in 1969. So, boom. All right. So let's talk about player photos for a moment. So I'm in 1969 now. That I play this a little bit differently, in that I don't really care about sort of any of this, but I'm going to show you how seasons are set up and where you can put your photos. And if you have them split out by year, it's actually very easy to do. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, they're not showing up. Okay, so let's see first how you have things set up. So I've got to do, I'll have to show you my 1969 folder, or 1969 season in this case. So let's go to C, DK Sports Data, Baseball, and first let's go to Seasons. So there's a reason why I want to go to Seasons to show you something. Because when you install a season in Action PC Baseball, and these are all zips, I got to get down to the stuff that's actually installed. And I'll show you what is going on here. And I probably just whizzed right past 1969, didn't I? Good God. All right, let me see. Hang on a sec, guys. Till I find 1969. And look, we're going to look in that folder specifically. There's two ways that you can do this. You can just do, you can put them in a folder, or you can leave them. And there's a little bit of a difference. The player thing still works the same. I'm sorry I can't find, trying to find 1969. I shouldn't do this when I'm like, my eyes are literally burning. There it is, 1969. So you can put, the game will create a folder that you can put in here if you just want 1969. But if you have all the players, let's go down here. And I believe it's either in rules or setup. Let me see. So let's go to rules. It's not going to be any of that. Is it general? This one I always forget because I don't separate out the players. I just let the game recognize them, and I don't care. Is it miscellaneous? So you can do it. I'm just trying to remember how to do it because I don't do what you're asking, and we don't care about manual entry. Oh yeah, there we go. So it's going to be right here. Yeah, it's an info. So did you click this? Locate players in a subfolder of DK Sports. Okay, player photos for this league will be located in DK Sports Data Baseball Player Photos League Name. So what you have to do is when you go to player photos, you've got to create a folder with the name of your league. So in this case, it would be 1996. Okay, I'm going to uncheck that because I don't use this. Okay, so then what will happen, and I'm going to bring up the directory for Pocket Pennant Run Baseball to show you something to recall. Although you're using Mike's, you're using Out of the Park's face gens. I shouldn't say they're Mike's. Maybe they are. I know he's done some stuff. Let's go to Pocket Pennant Run, because one of the cool things that Pocket Pennant Run really, I love that they did this. We go to artwork, and we go to players, and what I forget. You're saying 1997? Is that it? Okay, so you've tried both ways, and they're not showing up. Because if I go down here, and you were saying about 1997 last night, there they are. So I would just copy all these guys, and these will work from pocket pennant run, and they do have these split out into decade. There's 1,235 players here, and then the game should look at those. You may have to put them in there, and then maybe restart the game. But you're saying the players aren't showing up either way, so they should. Now, I guess my next question for you is we'll look at the San Francisco Giants. There's everybody. Um, Make sure that everything is residing in your DK Sports directory. Are you doing that? Okay. Let me see. Feel retired, we do this another night. No, I'm going to try to work this through. 1996. Okay. So let's do 1996 and let's see if we can make this work for you. Okay. Just for shits and giggles. All right. So let's go to install season, and let's look in our seasons folder and let's find 1996. Zip, 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 install. And then it's going to be 2 weeks from now. I'm going to be like, why do I have 1996 installed? Okay. Updating everything. There's a whole pile more baseball peoples. So you were saying, yeah, so you're really liking the face gen pics with the unis. They're the same. They are the name, file type, and everything seems fine. Okay. So let's go to rosters, and let's just pick the Dodgers for lack of a other team. Player photos, nicknames. Okay, so do you have any of these checked? If you don't, that's good. I don't use these, so that way the game is going to be going all over the place. In other words, it's not going to be really, really picky. So here we can click on Tom Candiotti. There's his picture. There's Dave Clark. There's Hideo Nomo. So everybody's showing up. Okay. Yeah. So you want to look and see. I would say uncheck all of these. And also, for now, right. And so for now, uncheck the league subfolder thing. Let's just see if we make sure your players get in. I mean, you're using the same hard drive space anyhow, but if you're really, really picky about the livery that they're wearing, then you got to do a little bit more work. How did I get there? I will show you. Okay, so let's just click OK. Let's back out of here, and let's back out of here. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a let's just say Pittsburgh Pirates. So just click. All right, and then the next thing that you want to do is you're going to go, not modify team. I always mess that up. I have to start assigning logos if I were doing this. Let's go to, then you go to roster tools, and then player photos, nicknames, and uniforms. Click on that, and there you go. So there's Francisco Cordova, who doesn't seem to have a picture. There's Mike Cummings. So Cordova, he's missing because I just don't have a picture of him. So there's Al Martin, Dan Miceli. It's actually Michelli. Anyhow, Orlando Merced, Dan Plesac. I forgot that Plesac was with the Buccos for a little bit. There's Jay Bell. Jay Bell's just about done with the Buccos in '96. So that's kind of how you do it. So once again, just to review, let's click OK. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to roster tools, player photos, nicknames, and uniforms. Okay, so nothing checked, but your players aren't showing up. And so are you doing it as first name underbar, last name, and then you can have another underbar, right? Because I don't have anything checked, because if I switch this around, default player photo names, last and first, then none of these pictures are going to show up. So let's click OK, and let's get out of this Pirates roster, and let's go back to rules and info, and make sure this is unchecked, because if you have this checked and you don't have that subfolder, that your league name 1996 or whatever, so this is the league name here 1996, if you don't if you if you don't have that folder created, and again it's gonna tell you where it's supposed to go, um, then they're not going to show up. I don't care whether Reggie Jackson is playing in wearing an A's uniform or Yankees uniform. I'm not that picky. Okay, it is. So you're okay. So you're named first and last. Okay, and and dude, don't worry about it. We're gonna try to work this out for you. We definitely do. So I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that out. Shit, shit. So I usually don't click here because then you get this opening screen. You don't really need that, but you can get the rosters from here too. So if we click on the 96 Cubs, there's everybody. I wish you could share your screen. Um, I mean, and if you want to, I mean, you come on here. I don't have the headphones on, but you could at least um, come into the studio and share your screen if you want, and just mute YouTube so you'd be able to hear me, and I can put on the headphones so I can hear you as well. So that would be an option, because without me seeing how you have things set up, I'm kind of at a loss right now as to why this might not be working. And a lot of times, Rabid Wolverine, with Action PC Baseball, it's just like kind of one little thing. You want to try, Mike? Okay. So what I'm going to do is stop this screen share, pop on the old headphones, and see if we can get you on. And if so, we'll have you share your screen. So I'm not going to share game sounds or anything like that, or you know, it's like evil that happens. So let me go ahead and stop this, change my sound settings. So I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm just waiting. It's going to do weird stuff here in a minute. Let me go ahead and turn on or switch my output device to, yeah, output speakers. Boom, and there we go. And turn that off. And share screen once again. Oops, not share media. Share screen. There we go. And boom. And share. And make that disappear. Put on my headphones. And I'll put a link in here. Let me share the screen with everybody. There we go. Put on my headphones. And then I'm going to put a... just make sure to mute YouTube, because you'll be able to hear me in here. Because if you have YouTube on, you're going to hear yourself talking. And so just you hit M, or if you go over the video, you'll see like a little sort of sound thingy come up. And just make sure you mute YouTube. Or else you'll get that awful 6-second delay. Okay, invite guest. And copy. Okay, close that. And let's go ahead and put this comment in there. All right. Now when you click on that, you'll be in the green room. We've been wanting to get you on the mic anyhow to talk some baseball, so it'd be kind of cool to at least get you on here and get this worked out. Let me go ahead and hit highlight on this to make the little tiger go away. It says can't find your mic. Did you go into your sound settings? So go into your Windows sound settings and make sure that your input device is your mic. Windows is a pain in the arse with sound too, but once you get it set, good. So let me show you what you're looking for. I know you're a smart computer guy, but let me do it anyhow. So you can see over here, I'm going to sound settings. So right click on your little speaker thingy, go to sound settings, and it's going to bring up system and sound. And so this says speakers, but that's just what my headphones are. And then there's my input device, and I'm going right now through a webcam. So, and you should be able to see, right? You slide your slider there. I just got a little louder and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, but is that the only thing it's saying? Because it might be using your computer's kind of internal mic as opposed to your external. So you want to make sure maybe unplug and plug your mic back in and then bring this back up again, because that's, you want to be able to choose that advice. There's another thing would be to pair a new input device. You could also add device right there to Rabbit Wolverine. So give that a go. And we'll leave 1996 up here. Cubs are getting all kinds of love here, aren't they, in 1996? So let's, I don't know, doesn't matter. Let's bring up the Tigers. Hmm. Neither's mine. My mic's hardwired. It's hardwired. The only thing I have that's wireless right now is a mouse. So it is USB, right? It's a USB. Just as is your US. So sometimes what Windows does is it will put USB ports asleep if it's not using them. So you have to kind of go into Windows and say, don't turn off this USB port. So I'm wondering if that's what's going. So try unplugging it and plugging it in first and see if it recognizes it, and then see if you can pair the new device. So guys, we're all about the help and all about the what have you here. So while Rabid Wolverine's doing that, actually I'm going to go back to 1969 and start assigning logos until he can make it on here. How about that? And reset the season and all that stuff. Tried plugging in USB, but doesn't even recognize it. Are you in Windows 10 or Windows 11? And also, this is going to sound silly. Do you have another USB port? Try another USB port as well. Okay, so on Windows 11, try another USB port. See if you can switch some things around. Because I know I have a pair of reference monitors that are called, and I haven't hooked them up yet because they're a pain in the arse. But and I never use them for baseball games, but I do use them, or did use them, for music production. Now, when I do hook them back in, it's going to be for watching like BritBox and Prime Video and crap like that. So these are actual what you would use in a recording studio. They're nice. So I should hook them back up again. They cost a lot of money. Nice pair of Yamahas. Okay, so if Rabid Wolverine, after you try that, if you open your sound settings, like, are you seeing just one thing? If you're only seeing that mic, and if you're because Windows PCs will have a default mic, and I can switch that and show you that right now, and you will hear a difference in my voice. So we've got to just try to pair your device once it's plugged in. And that's bizarre that it's not recognizing it, but we'll figure it out. We've definitely figured out. I'm going to stay on here with you until we can at least get you on the mic here, which would be nice. I don't know why I'm going to the rosters here. Oh yeah, I know why I'm going to the rosters. Modify the team, baby. Modify the team. So I'm here. I'm waiting. It's all good. I don't have to be at work till 1:30 tomorrow, so all good. All right, what year is this? 1969, huh? All right. There we go. And done. Always looks better with the logos rather than the default ones that come with the game. It looks nice. Okay, you have a sound bar connector for sound, and if you plug it in analog, like the old days, it shows up, but it doesn't allow in the chat you sent. But if you USB, it doesn't show up. Okay, that's weird. We're gonna actually we're gonna do the next thing. What do most guys not do? Read manuals. Okay, so let's see. My PC is not recognizing my USB mic Windows 11. Okay, let's see. Let's bring this over. Let's see what first the AI shit tells us. Fix the USB microphone not being recognized in Windows 11. Try connecting it to a different USB port case. So we've done that. There's a Microsoft support guide for check hardware issues, but let's not worry about that right now. Let's try checking your privacy settings. Windows 11's a weird beastie, man. Okay, you're going to try unpairing your soundbar. Okay, try that. The other thing that you want to do is it says here Windows 11 often blocks new microphones by default for privacy. So this is from Microsoft's site. Go to settings, privacy and security, microphone. Turn on microphone access. Let apps access your microphone and let desktop apps access your microphone. So that would be first. I know I ran into that when I got this PC. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it was a privacy setting. So that might be it. Let's just troubleshoot. We've got we've got 3 here to start with. Because I'd rather, if we can work off of this rather than going to Microsoft stuff, because Microsoft is like, oh, well, did that work? And you say no, and then it starts giving you a lot of other weird shit. So, guys, any of you, if you run into this issue, if you're feeling froggy and you want to mess around with your sound stuff and see if maybe you can also pitch in, that'd be really cool. Okay. Check the system thing and it's all on. Did you check your privacy settings? Because that's the issue I ran into when I first fired this thing up. What my last computer, which is still sitting here, is a Windows 10 laptop. I didn't have to mess with that at all. It just says, yep, boop. Okay, so your privacy settings are cool. All right, got to look at your device manager next. And, oh, so here you go. So this might work. Okay. So you're going to right click your start button and select the device manager. So I'm going to right click my mouse button and I'm going to do the same. And I'm going to bring up the device manager and I'm going to there's the screen. There's our device manager right here. And then we're going to go to audio inputs and outputs. Boom. There we go. So you can see right there, there's my mic. Okay. And then right click your USB microphone and select uninstall. I'm not going to uninstall this, but this is what you would do it. So you would uninstall device, unplug your mic, restart your PC, and I will wait, and then plug it back in to let Windows reinstall it. Let's try that. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Paul, still didn't get an email from you, so it's all good though, man. I know it's very early for you. Don't worry about it. Just Pocket Pen at Run will be a little bit later in the game. Ah, there's not one listed. Well, there's your problem. So let's try this one, Rabbit Wolverine. Unplug your USB mic and right, shut down your PC, give it like 10 seconds. All right. Then restart it. And then after Windows is restarted, plug in your USB mic and let me know what's going on, please. Nord sometimes takes several hours to send email. Okay, well, that's all right. It's just that one little annoying bug. Otherwise, Pocket Pen Run is playing like a champ. So, and you said, Paul, that was due to Retro Sheet ID. Oh, up to 24 hours. Okay. All right, cool. That's all right. So, yeah, what Rabbit Wolverine looks like we might have just figured it out since it's not listed there. We'll get there. So, Paul, we're doing some Microsoft troubleshooting here. Because I want to get Rabbit Wolverine on here. He's having some photo issues with Action PC Baseball, which is lurking in the background. Your favorite, one of your favorite games, Action PC, I think, as far as looks go. I know you don't dig the closed engine bit, but that's all right. We still love you. Okay, I don't need this to be sitting up here. We already know what we got to do. I'm going to minimize this while Rabbit Wolverine does what he's got to do. Is that MV? So here we go. The British are coming. The British are coming. MV, how are you? I hear that you. Okay, so you were all rebooted. Okay. Um. So plug in your USB mic and let's see if Windows tries to. We'll try to install the device drivers for that. MV, I'm hearing that you and David Lando are going to have like some sort of head-to-head thing going on in the bash or something. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that true? MV says it's all good. It is. So MV, you did hear that I'm moving back to Europe. You plugged it in. No, it doesn't. Holy shit. Um, what's the brand of your mic? Let's try it that way. Let's actually go to the website and let's see what they have to say. Oh, you did it tonight. Okay. Sorry I missed it. I guess I'm gonna have to catch it on the flip side. Was that on the Bash channel, MV? You let him win. Oh, is that right? I wonder if David. Well, David's not awake at this point, but I wonder if David. Uh, okay, so this Logitech webcam that I use is really nice. It's got a nice mic on it, and it was like $50. And it's one of those ones you can kind of clamp on, so it's not like a sexy one, but it does the job. So it works fine on Discord, but it's not working on EVMUX. That is really strange, especially. So, could you open your device manager, um, Rabid Wolverine, and see if the mic is showing in device manager? There's got to be some little thing that we're missing here. There has to be. Nord customer service said they sent it twice. Check spam, please. Was this to the Gmail account, Paul? I'll check that right now. I don't know. Maybe they're smoking weird stuff down there at Nord. Spam. Um. Nope. Expedia, New York Times, AI Text Fiction, whatever that the hell is. Oh, okay. This has to do with music. World Health Organization, Netrix, which is a magic thing, which is an inbox thingy, whatever. I'll fix that later. Google Voice, news from Google, and New York Times. So nothing came to JCARACC2014 at gmail.com. Nothing. Nada. Nunca. And I'm very sad. I'm very sad indeed. I don't think I can handle it anymore. So, MV says it was close, but you eased up a little. Bless him. Oh, man, how condescending. Yikes. All right, no worries, Paul. No worries, man. It's all good. Thank you. No rushes. Nothing really shows up for a mic anywhere in Device Manager. That's weird, man. So what? So do you have? Does the brand like? Does your mic have a brand name? Like, is it a? Is it a Logitech? Is it a whatever? Bang & Olufsen, something like that. Whatever. because maybe we can go to the site. Maybe you just need the device driver for the mic. Yeah, you didn't hear, MV. I thought you did. I'm moving back. I'll be living in the Netherlands. So, and I'll be leaving America for good, except to come back to visit. Yep. Okay, let's see what we can find here. Oz Ozeno. Let's see. Well, I'm going to be coming over to visit probably sometime late September, early October. Although the girlfriend wants me to just, when I come there, just stay. But I've got to do my transfer with FedEx and do all that crap. But yeah, man, so only be an hour apart. I'll be living in Gouda. Yeah. So quick story, and then I'll get back to helping Rabid Wolverine. So this was a girl that I used to see over there. She's a musician. She's gorgeous. She's like very hippie chick, and all that kind of stuff. And it was around about the beginning of May. I had posted a photo of what I'm using for my magic website. And she's like, "Oh, great photo." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And she said, "Well, we should talk," and blah blah blah. And then she sent me this song that was kind of special to us back in. I was seeing her from 2015 to 2017, and then we decided we needed a break. I had to come back to America to deal with what I had to deal with. And she kind of said, I've come to the realization that I've always loved you, and I want you to come home. And we've done it. We've been in constant contact for the past 2 months now, and so we're going to do a hand fasting over there, good old Celtic hand fasting, and then we're talking about getting married. And if we do that, we'll come back to America to get married. So yeah, this is like real serious. So I don't want to be showing pictures of her yet, but she's excited about it, and I've told her about this baseball family, and she said, "I can't wait." Well, now, so when you guys hear her speak, you'll hear an accent, but what will blow your mind is English isn't her first language, and she speaks it perfectly. So you'll get to see her. She wants a selfie of us on the channel, so you guys will get to see her. She's purty, very very petite, and she's got oh yeah, it's going to be good. I've told her. I said, look, you know, I said, you need to be sure, because if I'm moving, I've been wanting to get back to Europe anyhow, but I really didn't have anywhere to go in Northern Ireland. So, what was I going to do? Go stay with Paul and his wife and have them sponsor me in Cyprus? I would not put anybody through that. So, but yeah, I miss Europe. I've talked about it so much. I miss it. So going back, and I'm going to go for full Dutch citizenship. And then once I have that, I'm going to renounce my American citizenship. So there we go. I thought about dual citizenship, but EU has better bennies, baby, than here. So I'm not really missing out on anything, and I can always visit America. So, yep. So I'm brushing back up on my Dutch again, and some night I'm going to try to do a few innings of a game in Dutch. So hang on to your seat as we do some honkbal hoofdklasse. So that's Major League Baseball in Dutch. All right, so let's look up this. Let's see if we can find this mic here for Rabid Wolverine. There's an let's see. So let me get back to Rabid Wolverine. There isn't any drivers or anything, so you're just going to give up for now. Okay, no worries, man, because I'm seeing drivers for this thing, for like headsets. But you're saying, is it a headset or is it just a mic? Because I'm seeing here like an Ozeno OW810. I am seeing drivers for it, but I don't know if it's a headset. If it is, there is a driver. All right, no worries, man. Okay, got you. We'll work on it. We'll figure it out. And thank you for the buena suerte. Bedankt. Oh, it's a headset mic. Okay, well, there's a driver for it, man. There is a driver for your headset driver. And here, I'm going to bring up their page and bring it over to you. I'm not going to give up, dude. If we don't finish it tonight, but there's their page. So I'm hoping that one of these is your model, ZW1 or ZW1, ZW2, ZW3, or W310. So there's manual downloads for all of these things. So your model isn't on here. You could maybe try one that would be close. So there's their drivers. Um, so they have 4 wired headsets. There's also G9000, ZW3, ZW2, ZW1. So I don't know if that is going to be helpful to you at all or not. Well, all right. Well, let's pick one. Let's see what it says. And let's go to English since we all seem to like English, right? Ugh, and you can tell that this is, I guess it's probably a Japanese company. Suit for, not suited for. Okay, so yeah, PS4, Xbox One, tablet, phone, laptop, PC, and other 3.5 millimeter interface device. Supports 32 and 64-bit 7, 8, 8. Oh, there we go. So for this particular one, it doesn't have native Windows 11 support. Okay. So, but again, I'm picking the ZW2. I don't know if that's yours. But I wonder if any of these other ones don't have Windows. So which one do we look at? Let's look at this sexy beast down here. Okay, yeah, so it's not going to work. It's curious, though, that it works in Discord. That's really bizarre. So this one here that I'm looking now, this OW310, is even working on a PS5. You know, PS5 wasn't. Um, yeah, I think that's it. That is it, man. Bluetooth not compatible. Are you doing this with Bluetooth, by the way? Because that might be the other answer. And I don't think we're going to read this in Japanese. We'll let Paul read that for us in Japanese. So what we could do, Rabbit Wolverine, set up a time and we'll chat and figure this out in Discord, since you say it does work in there. And what's really cool is we can actually use Discord. So we can actually use Discord and still stream it in to here. So we can still get you on here. So let's figure out a night that works for you this weekend, if possible. And let's go from there. Okay? Boom and boom. So yeah, MV, I'm going to be an hour away from you to the west, and Paul is an hour away to the east, and Hammer is in Blighty as well, and it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to get back. So this weekend, getting starting all the government stuff I've got to do. I found out I can get a pretty much no cost flight. One of the benefits that we get with as FedEx employees is free or ridiculously low cost flights. So looking forward to that. With FedEx, they treat it as a transfer. So be the same if I was taking a job in Illinois, I'm just taking a job in the Netherlands. So that's going to be nice too. All right, you're around both Saturday and Sunday night? Okay, cool. Sundays, I'm always around. Saturdays can be hit and miss. I don't think I'm going out anywhere this Saturday night, so we'll reach out in Discord. We'll get this figured out, man. And even if we got to, let's look at a mic that we, again, like I said, this Logitech webcam. It was like boom, and it works. Pretty easy stuff. So Sunday evening will work better for me if that works for you. Yeah, so to be earlier Sunday evening or after Bernie and I do Diamonds and Dice. We got a Diamonds and Dice show coming up this weekend. I had a topic and I can't remember what the hell the topic is now. So so hopefully Bernie and I we're gonna fly by the seat of our pants and figure it out. So so we can do it before, do it after. We usually have JT Dutch on Sunday nights. Hopefully brother JT is still here. I don't know if he is or not. He's been kind of quiet, which is which for my brother is uncharacteristic, I should say. JT's my brother from another mother. Okay, you have hockey at some point on Saturday. Okay, let's not do Saturday because I might end up going out and doing magic or music Saturday. So let's see what we can do for Sunday. And since you got hockey, yeah, let's not if you're feeling burnout, right? And the last thing that you want to do is trying to deal with some techie stuff. No fun. But I'll be glad to do what I can, man. And at least for Sunday, what we can do, even if we're not going to worry about getting the mic working for on YouTube, as long as we can talk on Discord, we'll definitely we're going to figure out the Action PC thing because you'll be able to share your screen on there. So Sunday night, we'll do it. We'll do it, man, because you need pictures in this game. The game looks goofy without them. Oh, no worries, man. It's about family. It's about la familia, huh? La familia, or the familie, as you would say in Dutch. So, so it was kind of funny. So I was doing Duolingo for a while, and I'm like, Duolingo. So I'm trying this new one. It's called Jump Speak, but I started myself out on the wrong level because I thought, okay, I haven't spoken Dutch since 2018, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna just tell it, yeah, I'm a real beginner at Dutch. Holy shit! It looks so good with the face change. Yeah, I'd definitely like to see that. And so now it's starting with the really easy things. So the voice will say like alsjeblieft, and then you have to say what alsjeblieft means, which by the mean it means please, or bedankt or dankjewel or hallo, hoe gaat het met jou? And I'm sitting there like shit, I know this already. So I've got to sit through the boring lessons. So that's all right though. Once I learn how to call baseball, I'm going to do it. Do a couple innings in Dutch. It's a very sort of ugly language, but man, what are you going to do, right? What you gonna do? So I mean, there's like I met one Dutch speaker where I live, and that was it. Most of the Dutch speakers in America live in Michigan, so it's not like something you hear every day. There's a lot more Italians. Well, Italian's like one of the big languages in America. I think it's fourth. I think it's English, Spanish, Arabic, then Italian, I think. So, but anyhow, enough of that bullshit. Who cares, right? I don't. You know what? I don't need to set these up. Let's do one more thing before we leave. Let's go to play, and I actually should reset. Let me reset everything here. Reset tools, baby. All right. So we are going to set legal records to 0, and we're going to set stats to 0, delete injuries, and let's begin to reset. Yep. Come on, baby. Baby needs new shoes. Reset complete. And I forgot to zero out the stats. Doesn't matter, it'll do it. So we've got to play through April, let's do 7th, 8th. And that game we played was on the 9th. So let's do that. Oh, bloody hell. Play through April 9th is what I want. Ugh. Play through April 9th. There we go. So Cubs are 0 and 2. Oh my God. So right now they're 1 and 0 in Dombrov. They are, I think, 1 and 1 in Strat Max, and they're 0 and 2 here in Action PC Baseball. That sucks. All right, April 10th. Are we done with those damn Phillies yet? Nope, got one more. Fryman versus Holtzman. So, um, we'll see. Yeah, I mean the face gens are I don't like the face gens in out of the park baseball, but I could see I think liking them. It's not that I don't like them. I just because I like to focus this all of this on historical things. I really want people to see, kind of what the player actually looked like. Some the face gens get close. I still don't think the face gens do a great job with older players. Like I'm talking 1905 and whatever. They're getting better. Mike Silva showed me, and I actually saw a picture of Hannes Wagner that looked like him. But there was one time I was trying face gens. It was an earlier version of out of the park baseball, and Hannes Wagner was wearing a damn goatee. He never wore facial hair like ever, and I'm like, no, okay, that's not going to work. So I may give them another try and make a whole bunch of face gens or get a whole bunch of face gens and maybe try them in this game or try them in Digital Diamond 14. Download a thing that has everyone from the 1970s on. Okay, cool. There's so much stuff out there to download. Did you figure out? Did you figure out your logo deal? Remember you were talking about logos. I think it was last night. I wish there was an easy way to do logos. So that APC sports community was being a real bear last night. Let's see if we can get it to behave itself this time. It can't provide a secure connection. I have no idea what's going on with that. So did somebody like take it down or what? What is the deal, man? This was like such a go-to. So I can't hit APC sports community. So you're good with the logos. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Glad to see that. Look at the Braves. They're 3 and 0. Where are the pesky Mets? So they're 1 and 1 right now. Long way to go. Long way to go on all of these. And once I do get that email, we'll go. So we can't advance any further. So I guess Action PC is going to be the next game, not out of the park. We'll move it along good. So hope you guys enjoyed that game. I know probably Strat players were sort of cringing at some of the choices that I was making, but this is really just about having fun. It's really about having fun and just comparing out stats and stuff like that and see how things work. Um, but before we get before we get too far away, we still have 1971 that we got to finish up to go into the legacy mode. So game one of the World Series between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Oakland A's will be this weekend at some point. Might be a day game. So we'll be doing that. And just lots of baseball fun to be had. So we got 10 people watching. Have you guys thought about buying Pro Spirit Baseball? I believe it's 50, and I think it's out now. Let's bring up Steam for a minute because I'm just not ready to leave. Now this pisses me off. All right, so I have to go. You guys know I'm starting a sister channel to this for non-baseball gaming, right? And I'm really pissed about this because I own Assassin's Creed Black Flag. But now they're going to make me buy it again because it's resynced and it's $60. It's like, really? I don't even get a break? So Ubisoft sucks so hard. I mean, yeah, it's a beautiful looking game. Not going to deny that, but I don't want to pay $60 for a game I already have. Okay, Rabbit Wolverine says so. Deleted every pick in your folder. There's still the Seattle Mariners, Chicago White Sox that show up. No pictures. You're so confused. We definitely will fix that this weekend, man. I think there's just one little step you're missing. Just one, I promise you. We'll get it done. We'll get it done. You might even figure it out, but right now, man, don't get yourself frustrated. What was I going to do? I came in here for some reason into Steam. Why did I come into Steam? Oh, that Pro Spirit Baseball. That's what. Let's just do baseball. And there it is. So it's the one that I want to buy. Oh yeah, so early purchase is $59. It's $60. But I'm really really super tempted to buy this thing. Even though I don't play a lot of Japanese baseball, this game's gorgeous. It's damn near on par with MLB The Show, and since MLB The Show's never going to come to PC, those bastards at San Diego studio. So you got exhibit, use all kinds of game modes. Look at this, man. This is crazy. So the team edit, that might be the way to do some major league teams and stuff like that. I don't know. I know this has a franchise mode in it, which is pretty cool. I was watching a couple dudes play it today on YouTube before I went to work, and I may just have to buy this one. I may have to buy it. It looks beautiful because I promised Legend Sports Universe that I wouldn't be doing any more MLB The Show on the channel because that's his thing. So don't be surprised. I don't know who Dark Planetar is, but somebody from somewhere. So you're saying it's better than MLB The Show? Wow. Okay. Guys, I'm going to go off mic for like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Hang out, please. Just for a few. All right? Be right back. All right. Thanks, guys. Yep. Beer there. That's why. So better than MLB the Show. Yeah. I mean, I everything that I've watched just looks. This looks like a really, really, really deep baseball game. YouTube smacked me. I'm not monetized, never will be, but they smacked me for playing the videos on this. It's like really. So really, really nice. Um, the reason I stayed away from this before is because it was like PvP only. I'm like, I don't play PvP only games. But now there's a single player mode. Looks like it's got a pretty good designer here as well. And the I mean this computer can, but I mean these are pretty good computer specs on this thing. So I don't want to buy I don't want to do the free game because I hate in-app purchases and shit. So I'm hoping the $60 thing kind of really opens the game up a little bit more. It does seem to be like lots of home run heavy going on, but again, just watching. I was watching one guy. I guess he just bought the game and he was playing it today, and he couldn't hit a ball out of the infield. So we'll see. But I think Konami's saying, okay, people want this type of baseball game. So I mean, this is an early purchase, and I don't know, but people are raving about this thing. So it does have third party DRM. As long as they're not shitty like Ubisoft, should be all right. So I don't know if anybody's played this, if you've had any issues, because Ubisoft, that they do great games, but holy for holies, man, their DRM really, really, really sucks. So here's a new pick though, Sins of Solar Empire, because like the ultimate Star Trek game is a mod in here. So if you're a Star Trek fan, it's gonna be one of the games we're gonna be doing on the other channel, along with all this other crap you see here, all this stuff in the Steam library. So maybe, hopefully, something a little bit for everybody as we just go through and explore and have some fun. That's it. I think I'm talked out. Can you believe it? This one is going to be really figuring very, very heavily in on the other channel. This one's always going to be the main focus, but this game is, if you guys like high fantasy stuff, this game is just absolutely, it's just incredible. Age of Wonders 4, just incredible. Um, yeah, can't wait. So Paul also saying that Pro Spirit Baseball is better than MLB The Show, and I want to pull the trigger on it, but it's saying early purchase. Does that mean it's out? Does that mean this is like I'm purchasing it, but it's not released yet? I don't know. But I know I'll like it. I know I'll like it because I do like games like that. I like Super Mega Baseball 4, which is every bit as deep as MLB The Show. It's just Pixar type graphics. But this really looks nice. And why not? Even it might even play some arcade stuff in it. But if you can edit players, maybe we'll make some teams of some, not only YouTubers in our community, but we'll try to find some of the big YouTubers out there like Rick Beato and people like that, and get sued. It'd be great. It has become stale, man. I was looking at what they quote unquote added in MLB The Show, and they really didn't. They expanded the Negro League story, if you will, a bit, but it's really limiting. There's a lot more that I find limiting. So when I say that what Legend Sports Universe is doing with MLB The Show is nothing short of miraculous, I truly mean that. Making the game do what it wasn't built to do. But what I don't like about it is, first, So you compare it to Baseball for Windows for commentary. You listen to 2 or 3 games, you play 2 or 3 games of MLB The Show, you've heard everything the announcers want to say. That's why, like Legends, he just does it. He does the voiceovers, and he has a great baseball voice. Um, the other thing is, let's say you wanted to make a project just with 8 teams or 16 teams, you can't. It always has to be 30 teams, and that's kind of shit. But it was, it's a great game, but it has become kind of And also, San Diego Studios has shut down the like you can't, if you have like MLB The Show 18 or 19. 18 had a lot of great roster sets. They shut down those servers. You can't get them. So if you didn't download them, you're not going to get them. And it's like, really, why are you shutting them down? And the fact that you're not making, the other thing about this game, it's different than MLB The Show, is this would be like a next gen console type game. And MLB The Show, they're still developing for PS4. They haven't upped their game on that. So don't know what they're thinking down there at San Diego Studios. I think if you make a game available on PC, any game, and you make it moddable, your game's going to live forever. And PCs are just, because we can customize it, they're just more powerful. You're kind of locked in with. It's not like you can switch out your video card in your PS5. So, of course, the upside is you don't have to worry about system specs, right, on a PlayStation either, I guess. So you won a World Baseball Classic on it. Wasn't it? Probably, yeah. Microtransactions have killed gaming. Yup. So, and that's why I don't want the free version, because, as Paul told me, you have to like buy seasons in this thing, and I really, if I've got to buy seasons, that's a no go. So I'm hoping that the $60 version, if I've got to spend $60 and still buy seasons, then I'll be refunding it. But it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. It really, really does. All right, Rabbit Wolverine. Thank you, man. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk Sunday. We'll definitely do that. And Paul, thank you, man. Like I said, there's no hurry on Pocket Pennant Run. It's all good, brother. All right, lads. Thank you for joining us tonight for a little. I'm going to go ahead and update Age of Wonders while I'm doing this, so we get ready to sign off. Thank you. And yeah, that's it. So love to Mrs. Paul, always, and you are welcome as ever, Mr. Fast Action Cards Sports Desk. I don't know if you guys know, we call Paul's his nickname, but his given name is actually Fast Action Cards Sports Desk. So don't know how many O levels, how many A levels he had, but with a name like that, you got to think the man did a lot of A levels. I know they don't do that, I guess, anymore, but back in the day, the O levels and the A levels, gotta love it. All right, so love to everybody. Play baseball. Stay out of the damn heat wave. Don't breathe in the Canadian wildfires stuff. Just stay in if you can and play baseball. And until the next time, see everybody around the batting cage. Good night. You guys are all amazing people. Somebody gets the last word. Paul gets the last laugh, you bum. All right. Catch you guys soon.